Okay, what's up? I want to say hi. It's only me, Wushu Richard, and here in this video, I want to say hello to a new viewer of mine, hopefully a subscriber. That's Sam. Okay, Sam. Hi. Okay, I checked out your channel and thank you for your comment on my recent animation test 2 video. Yeah, I see your name is Sam. I've seen a couple of your videos and I think they're great. Sam's channel, okay, first of all, everybody, if you want to check out his channel, is Awesam Animations. Okay, Awesam Animations. And it seems to be dedicated to animation, and it's AWESAM, so Awesam Animations, okay. Basically, you seem like a very artistic person. You've got very good imagination, and I see you have a collection of animated videos here with some high views compared to some of the stuff I've done. So well done. But yeah, you left a comment on one of my videos, okay, recently. You left a comment on my animation test 2 video. And you said, wow, how the hell did you make this? And I left a like because it's incredible. I want to say thank you for that. First of all, if you don't know me, first of all, I'm into animation. Okay, I'm from the UK. My name is Richard, and I've been living in China for many years. Just basically introducing myself just quickly. So I love cartoons and I love animation. I like to do drawing and painting and drawing on my computer. And I love to make some animation, and I love to do some comics, and like I'm just practicing. I'm not the best artist. Now, my name online, you'll see. My online name being Wushu Richard. Okay. My channel, my latest channel is OTR, which stands for On the Road. But don't worry, it's just a name. But OTR Wushu Richard. My online name is Wushu Richard, and the reason why is because my whole life I've dedicated for ever since I was a young kid. I've always trained the martial arts. I love martial arts for self-defense and health. Traditional martial arts. I'm not into MMA, which is my personal take. I don't like violence anyway, but I don't like sport violence, and I don't but I don't like MMA in total. Okay, I love traditional martial arts, and a lot of people, are not into that. They think it's just nonsense. But there are people out there that know the benefits of traditional martial arts. Now, in cartoons, okay, you'll notice also, I've obviously like Japanese anime, which really inspires me. Japanese anime and Japanese cartoon, like animation and comics, I love. You'll see that throughout the years. Let's say in movies, like let's say action movies, kung fu, Hong Kong, Chinese martial art movies, and a lot of Japanese anime cartoons also feature a lot of fighting martial arts styles, and also computer games too. And I've always been fanatically, fascinated by all of that. I love Street Fighter. I grew up playing Street Fighter computer games. I love Fist of the North Star. I love Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, and cartoons like that. I never watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Z, but I know that's there. There's other more modern type cartoons with martial arts fighting into. I believe, is it Attack on Titan? Things like that. And other things, I've always been into Street Fighter. I've always been into Mortal Kombat, games and stuff too. And then again, other cartoons like that, Naruto. I know it's like based on like ninja and martial art type stuff, but it's like fun. But I have looked into it, and I like the way that they do some of the animation, and on the actual fighting, it's very dynamic, and it's doing some martial arts, some justice. So through entertainment, I'm not the kind of person who wants to get into a fight every day or risk getting myself killed. I'm not the toughest guy, but I love martial arts, and I've always been training martial arts and teaching people like just what I know. And I love the idea of filmmaking and movie making. I've always, not just the idea, I mean, ever since I was young, I've always wanted to do that. I even pursued my dreams. I wanted to become like an animator or someone who works with comics or computer games or anything like that. I've always had a big imagination. I did an art and design course. It wasn't working out, and it wasn't the best thing. It wasn't suited for me, okay, that's what I'll say. And I ended up doing crappy jobs and stuff. And I ended up later on moving to China and becoming a teacher. As I say, my wife's Chinese, and I moved here and lived here. I've been living in China for so many years now, and my life's here. But still, my young passion that I always had since I was young has always been animation and creation, and art, and even making music. So on my channel, sometimes you'll see some crazy music that I like to make, and a lot of rap music and stuff too, just for fun. I'm not into this modern world where people are just, being so silly and just, wasting their life just all on image and money, and shallowness and taking drugs and doing crime, gang banging and violence. I don't like all of that, okay, all that disgusting, wasteful stuff. I don't smoke and I don't drink alcohol. It doesn't mean you're big and tough or big or smart in any way to, wreck yourself and just be reckless and unhealthy. Now, the martial arts, the philosophy of the martial arts is my life, and it's always guided me in everything I do to find peace in myself. I'm not religious or anything like that, but I do have peace in myself, and I look for the right path. Martial arts is about exercise, it's about keeping healthy, it's about protecting yourself if you need to. Very deep arts, and I love the martial arts, okay? Now, when I look at like excellent movies and stuff, like movies that I've always loved growing up, have always been like kung fu films, martial art films, and then the manga, like anime type cartoons, like I mentioned. It's all inspired me, and I've always had this creation in me, and I've always had the desire to draw, but I've never been so good at drawing figures, like realistic like comic book or manga figures and characters. Yet I've been so into that, and I like 3D stuff too, but I prefer 2D like manga type stuff. But I've always looked into it. I've always been fascinated by comics, by animation, by manga, by computer games and stuff. And I've always tried to draw, and I've been drawing on paper for most of my life. Now, in this day and age, we're lucky. We've got this like technology that we can do stuff on the computer. So I've got this pad and a pen here, which you can see, which I draw. Okay, so with this pad, it's like a Wacom or whatever you call it, and I use my pen here, and I draw on here, and I make animation on my computer. Here's your channel, by the way, Awesome Animations. What a great channel, okay? So that's a little background on what I'm about, okay? In terms of animation and what inspires me there, okay? And what inspires me to do such animations. You'll see that if you check on my channel, there's not a lot of animated stuff so far. But every now and then, when I'm not working, I have a chance to work on more animation. On my computer, I have a lot of softwares for animation and artwork. A lot, okay? I won't go through the whole list now. A lot of those softwares are like free softwares too, and there are ones you can pay for, but there's lots of ways of making animation, and I love to make tutorial type videos, just showing my way of creating art and doing animation. Fairly recently, in the last year or so, I've been watching videos off and on YouTube. I've been watching a few videos of this guy. There's a guy who's also inspired by various Japanese animators, and this guy is doing really good animation with like that kind of stuff, 2D, like fighting characters and stuff, okay? But anyway, it's really interesting, and I love the way that he draws. Okay, there are some artists who draw these figures and draw these characters in such a rough, sketchy way. And I've always had trouble, like I say, in drawing the human figure, especially in various positions and things like that, and angles and poses. And the thing is, or martial arts, positions, I'd rather say, because it's not posing. That's what people think, martial arts pose. It's not a pose at all. It's an absolute sort of fighting, position, right? So, but I've had, trouble drawing them in various poses as such, and getting the fight moves right, especially when you're talking about moving. I mean, if you're getting it right for a comic, that's one thing. I mean, I can take photos of myself, or I can find a photo online. Plus, I can use things like 3D figures, like on the computer, and you can pose, which are very, very useful to draw over and trace. But to actually be honest, excuse me, but to actually be honest and do it, for real, your own way, I mean to do it, for real, like free, honestly, freehand drawing it takes practice. And I have been practicing, trying to get the human figure and all the positions right. It's really, really hard, and I find it very hard to draw hands in certain positions, the whole body really. But I've been working with things like stick figures and rough stick figure positions and things like that, and I've also downloaded lots and lots of free ebooks from certain places showing how different methods of ways how to draw the human figure. Not going into every single detail, but like trying to work the basic shape out first, and then working with like a basic stick figure and then working up from that. I've always been practicing. It's very, very hard. And again, using 3D softwares can really help sometimes, using 3D setups for like scenery and then 3D setups for characters and then drawing over those. But to actually do it all yourself is very, very hard. Now, for me, I feel people are different, but it takes practice. And for me, I like to do animation, like I like to draw cartoon art, and stuff, like just doing cartoony stuff, like really simple cartoony toon type stuff, which looks like cartoons, like Simpsons type stuff, But the thing is harder to do like more better looking manga type or comic book, characters. Even if you're doing them in a simple way, you still need to have some kind of visualization of each position, and when they're fighting and moving, that's even harder. But there's ways of simplifying the art down. To do art. So basically, what I'm going to do, is in this video, I'm going to take you through how I actually made that animation that I made, that test animation 2, or animation test 2, which I made recently. And I've got others too. I've got other videos which I'm going to upload, with that kind of stuff, which hopefully you'll really enjoy. But what I was going to say, this is just rough practice stuff for me. I'm planning big things animation wise. I've done a lot of animation stuff like in the past on other channels, but I want to go to the next level. I'm not the kind of person who makes animations. I don't like that. Oh, look, it's an animation. It's a guy jumping, or it's a cat dancing. I don't want to make an animation. I don't want to make an animation. I want to make animated cartoon shows, full length stories. I make it all myself. I'll make the music, I do the voices, the action, the story, the characters, real full episodes, and action and real stuff. Because the software that we've got now and the stuff that's available to people now is so great. I mean, compared to years and years ago when we didn't have all this stuff, it would have been so much harder. So for the professionals even and stuff, so it just takes imagination and practice. But yeah, look, I'm not the best at drawing figures. I would advise people to like look and study the human figure from lots of sources. There's a lot of art resources and stuff online. There's a lot of good videos of people teaching how to draw. I'm still learning myself. And you can work with 3D stuff, you can view videos, you can draw over photos and work some tracing and stuff like that. You can practice looking at some ebooks and stuff or two online, But the way I made that test, okay, those tests for the animation is basically pretty simple, okay. Yeah, I use a thing called onion skins, and you probably know about that anyway. And I did the background, a really rough, simple background, and my idea was I was gonna have like a far shot, just some scenery. So I drew some random scenery first, okay. I just drew an image of some scenery and some buildings and some boxes and things. And I thought, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have two characters, and one's going to jump off and flip off, and then as he's coming down, the other guy's going to kick up into the guy's nuts and then chuck him with his leg across into the roof of another house. So whether you're talking about the idea behind the action and that's another thing, but if you're talking about how it was actually done, it was visualization of the figures, the people in position. Now, what I did is I went on to, I use a great software, a piece of software. I don't know what you use for your animation, but what I did is I used a good software, free software called Fire Alpaca, okay? Fire Alpaca, that's F-I-R-E, Fire, and Alpaca, called A-L-P-A-C-A, okay? It's a free software, Fire Alpaca. And what I did is I turned on onion skins mode. Okay, you'll find that onion skins mode in the options. Turn it on, and you draw layer upon layer. So you're doing frame by frame animation. But there's another option on there where you go down and you turn on always show or always display or always show first layer. So the first layer being the background scenery, okay? Yeah, right. So basically that's that. Right. So yeah, so I've done that, and the reason I do that is because you need to see the background in order to have the characters moving around in this scenery. But it was still 2D, very flat. No moving around as such, but it was more like side by side. The guy jumps and he kicks the guy for that particular shot. As such. But what happens is you'll notice that you have to turn the opacity, the viewage, like the transparency, the opacity. Turn the bar for the layer. I'm saying for the layer, okay, the first layer, your background setup, whatever it is. Turn that down about halfway, just so you can just about see what you're doing, okay, when you're drawing the characters. And you draw the characters on the next layer at full opacity, okay, full viewability, and you just do that layer upon layer, and you'll see how that works. Whatever layer you're on, it will click and it will show the previous and then the previous and the next frame in red for the previous and a green for the following frame if you're in between frames. And basically I just drew from my imagination, and I just drew the characters, like that, just drew them. So what I'm going to do, okay, is it's going to be a little bit hard, but I'm going to try to show you that holding my phone here, and I'll turn it to show you the screen, okay? So I don't know how well this is going to turn out here, but I'll give you an idea, okay? So I'll turn this down here. This is my software, Fire Alpaca, okay, on my computer here. And so what I'm going to do is, I don't have the best screen size set up. I'll just go here, new. Okay, we'll go for well, I'll choose my default, which I've given myself an actual setup here that I've made. Okay, a default that I've saved, and that's wide. It's 2000, okay, 2,965 pixels wide by 1,599 pixels tall, landscape view, and then it's 350 dpi, it says on there. So click that. Okay, I'll make that. Go to OK. It doesn't really matter though. What I do is, like, first of all, okay, I'll just go into view and then go down to the view, okay, and I'll make sure that onion skin mode is not turned on. So go there, make sure it's not turned on, okay, not ticked. I'll make a simple background. So let's make a simple background. I'm just going to make it red. Okay, I'll make it yellow, whatever it's going to be. Okay, I can make some ground. You know, I'll just make a simple picture. I'm not going to go through every detail of how I'm doing this, but working with the size and the opacity of the brush here. You know, you see. So this is my little scenery, okay, here. It doesn't matter how you draw the scenery, whatever the scenery is going to be. It doesn't even matter, because, you know, that's not the whole point here. Okay? We're just looking at the basic thing. So let's say, okay, we're going to have something different. We're going to have like a ring or something in the middle, okay? So we're going to have a fighting, you know, a boxing ring or something in the middle, okay? Let's just say this here. This is a piece of goodness knows what, okay? And we'll just have this here. And we'll have the two fighters fight on that, okay? God knows what this is, but... Okay, so we're going to have this thing here, okay? I don't know what these poles are here, but we're just having some kind of scenery, okay? I'll make some kind of crazy view. I'm not going to go into detail because this is a really rough scene, okay? So that's our scene. Really, really crap, I know, okay? Go there, I'll change it up a bit, whatever. You know, we'll have that, okay? What the hell is that? We just don't know, okay? Now what I'm going to do from here, it could be anything. I could draw houses or anything. I'm going to have the two fighters fight here, okay? So I'm using one hand to hold the phone, so sorry about the quality of this, as I say. I'm going to go to view and go down and go to onion skins. Okay, I've gone on to onion skins, as I say. Gone back to my basic pen. Full opacity on the pen, small size, black, basic pen. I'm going to add another layer. Okay, and then you'll see immediately it goes kind of red. So what I want to do is, I don't want that. I'm going to go to view. I'm going to go down and go to always display the first frame. Okay, click on that and it will display it. The only problem is now when I'm drawing on top, you see, it's kind of hard. Like well, it depends, because the thing is, it's showing up a bit too strong. So what I do is I click on that background layer, the bottom one, leave it at the bottom, turn the opacity down so it's a little bit see-through. But I'll go to the top layer, as I say, and I'll start drawing figures, okay? So we'll make these figures kind of big. I'll do a little circle for the body. I'll do it very, very sketchy, very rough, okay? No detail at all. So I have a character there. I'll do the body. I'll just do the legs like triangles like that, see? Okay, where are the guy's knees? Let's say it's not too good, right? We'll get him in a fighting stance. Okay, we'll get the guy in a fighting stance, okay? So I was going to draw that, just imagining the thighs here, then the legs. I may just do it like that, or I may do a bit of the muscle behind it like that, see, or the knee in front. It's just kind of imagining the where the muscles are on the human body. It's like doing the basic shape of it. And then the triangle there. I'm not doing every detail. You see, if I did that every detail, I'll be here all day trying to get it perfect. It's a basic thing. I'm going to put two arms here in front, see. Okay, the fists up here, so you see how I'm doing like triangular motions here. You can imagine where the spine is. It's not perfect, you see. You can imagine. I can move him across if I want to. I can resize it. Okay, now I'm going to go over to the other side. I'm going to erase a few lines for enough to make it a bit more, you know, understandable. Okay, I'm going to go over here now. I'm going to do the other one. Okay, and he's standing here, holding a, you know, see how I'm doing that, like triangular motions here. See, and I'm just going to hold. He's holding a katana sword. You know, screw it. He's holding a katana sword, right? We just do not give a damn, right? This leg's going back a little behind the sword. We're going to put this over here. Okay, he's coming. He's just walking up to this guy like he's going to kill the guy. Okay, you know. So this is here, let's say, or he's coming to fight the guy. It's not perfect, as you can see. It's not the spine supposedly there. So, you know, and these are basically just rough sketches for like characters. You see, what I would do is I'd clean them up, and I would draw, you know, actual characters over these. These would be just like basic setup. This is why it's called a test, you see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this guy on the left kick the other guy. So what I do is I'm going to add a new layer. When I do that, if you notice what happens, if I zoom in, you can see just about that the bottom layer now, this one, is actually, you know, red, okay? What I do is I go here and I'm going to do a few frames, okay? So we're going to go to each layer as a frame. So basically what I'm going to do is, I'm going to delete that 1 second. I'm going to make a duplicate. We're going to make a few duplicates, okay? A few duplicates. So, because I don't want the guy on the right to move, okay? I don't want him to move. So I want him to be the same on the next layer. So every layer, basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to erase the left character here on each frame, basically, of the above frames, okay? So on the first frame, I think that makes sense, right? Okay, hold on, we're just checking it up, hold on. So he's just totally off there, okay, boom, boom. He's just not visible at all. Sorry about the camera angle, as I say, and sorry about the quality. But yeah, going in now then, so we can draw our guy doing a kick, okay? So his arms are going to, you have to literally imagine how this is going to look, and it's not going to be perfect. So rather than thinking of all the details, I'm just going basic on this, okay? So he drops his hands, sort of thing, okay? As he's going to move around now. It doesn't matter if you go over the lines, because it's not supposed to be perfect, okay? It's just getting the basic shape, okay? You know, this stage is not really doing much. This is here. We can move it kind of thing, you know, okay? So you're just getting his arms. We're going to the next position. And it's showing, you see, it's revealing. Every time I click up onto the next layer here, it reveals the one underneath it. I'm going to put the hands in front now. Okay, I'm going to put the hands in front. I'm going to put the hands in front here, okay? So this is the guy here. Hold on, it's the guy here. And I'm just turning him like he's turning, you see. These are like, we have to try to imagine what you can see from what angle. Now from here, what we're doing is we're going to have this knee now moving up, you see. He's lifting that leg up, he's on the side, okay? He's lifting that foot off the ground, okay? This is that, okay? So I'm just imagining that, okay? It's not perfect, it's not perfect at all, I know. We're going to have him leaning slightly forward now, a little bit, okay? And what I'm going to have is I'm going to have this here. And obviously it doesn't look too good, right? It looks kind of crappy, but you get the idea though. And what you can do is you can clean all this up, you see, later on. And I'm going to have this here. It doesn't look perfect. This is not absolute perfect art at all, and you can tell that. But you can see when you get the motions going, see, when you get it moving later on, it tricks you into looking like something better. What I'm going to do now is you may need to like reshape certain things. So like, excuse me, you may need to reshape certain things, like cutting that out with a lasso tool, going down to transform under select there, going to transform after you've gone to the lasso thing here, the lasso tool. Go to OK, otherwise it will reset its position and size. That's that. I can go to the next level now, next layer. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to erase this top figure here, and we're going to draw both. Okay, so the guy didn't get a chance to kick him, to cut him with the sword, basically. Okay, sorry about the camera angles, as I say. This guy is going to be literally now leaning right into it, like a dynamic kick. Okay, I could have more frames. I could have it here, then here, then here. You know, but I'm not going to do that. Control Z on the keyboard. Control Z to like, undo. Yeah, I'm going to do like a full leg extension. I was going to do it into his body, well, okay, I'll do that. Hold on. Edit, undo, or Control Z on the keyboard, Control Z. I'm going to do this here, just literally leg fully extended now. And he's kicking the guy. It could be a side kick or it could be a front kick. I'll go for a side kick. Okay, there. And, that leg will still be on the ground, obviously, and we're going to get this dynamic kind of stretch, you see, in the body. You can do these lines if you feel necessary. I could move his hand slightly across there now, the shoulder, see. Let's see more of that. Now his body's like turned more, you see. Can you imagine where the spine is up to the neck? His eyes could be still looking back here, see. And the other hand, the other arm's not really visible. It's behind this, you see. But it doesn't really matter. You get the idea, okay? And then the body, obviously, is going to be flying back kind of thing, you see. The body's like going to be like really like batted back sort of thing, you know. But it's gone. You've got the angle there, you see. The head dipping there. And he's like, ugh, you know. And then it's like, you know, whatever. I'm just going to try and get the legs in some funky position here. Let's see. Bam! Like he's feeling the force of that, you know. And then the, you know, we'll get the arms out of the way, whatever. He's got the sword still, you know. He's still holding that sword, but the sword's moved sort of thing, you see. Okay, then what I did, okay, from there, what I'll do from there is I'll give it a test. I'll turn up that background on full. And I'll go to view at the top, up to view, okay? And I'll go to autoplay. And there we go. You can see the movement, right? A bit too fast, okay? But you can turn it down slower. You can go to the frames per second here. Now, there's no animation export option in this software, okay? But what you can do is, rather than going to their GIF thing on their website, what I usually do is I just record the screen using a screen recorder. I use Bandicam for myself. You can use anything though, and you can use video softwares to edit and add other effects like screen shakes and shaking and stuff, or any other effects you want to do. You can put by using other video editing softwares, by turning this into a video, like an MP4 video, by like recording the screen using a screen recorder. That's the way I would do it. Now, it plays a bit slow at first, and then after it loads up, it just goes to, in loop, it loops. But, you know, you can cut it up and stuff in video softwares. But at first, it like loads up really slowly, but let it play through, and it will load up better. Put it on 12 frames per second now, and you'll notice that's kind of like fast, right? But what I'll do is, you know, I'll add more color. So I'll go to like view, and then go to turn onion skin mode off for a second, which will reveal all of the frames, what you've done, okay? And what I'll do is I'll turn off all of them. We don't have too many for this demo. I'm going to go to every one of these, and below them I'm going to add another layer. So I'm going to add a new layer underneath this line art layer, so to speak, and we'll just make them white again. Or we'll make them, what colour? We'll make them a bright purplish pink, okay? We'll make them. And I'll go and I'll just fill it. It doesn't need to be the best because it's just a test anyway, you know. Really rough test thing. And I'm just going to literally sketch in some colour. Oh, excuse me. Wrong layer. The one below the line art, so we don't go over the lines. You just fill that in, see? You get the idea, okay? Bit of fuss, but, you know, this is so rough. Obviously, it's so rough, you know, like the art is not very good. It's just crap. But it's just like a basic setup. So if you wanted to do good stuff, you could have really good basic setups. You understand me? If you wanted to do really good stuff, you could draw them better. Merge the lines down now. Merge the line art to the color art. Okay, make sure that's that. Go to the next one, same thing. Make another layer underneath the line art, and then start painting away underneath that. Okay. Having them both the same. We're gonna get. It's not many frames. It's only like 5 frames. So hold on 1 second, and we'll be all there. And this is like a lot of fuss. Okay, but it's like, you know, you got, you know, this is like, damn, you know, this like, you know, if you was doing a real, merge the 2 layers down. Okay, merge the 2 layers down once you're done. But I just messed up there. I forgot to do the other guy, so I'm doing that still. Okay, but I'm just saying, you know, if you was going to do a really proper animated show, which is what I will be doing lots of, you would actually go in and do a lot more detail, draw the characters like really good, you know, really good stuff. Oh, and don't drop your goddamn camera, man, because you're gonna be sorry. Be very careful with your gear. Okay, now be very careful with your gear, mate. Okay, now going in here. Okay, so put your colours in, just to give them some body, like on top of this this simple background we've got here. And another thing, like, you know, the background, you don't want it to be too dark or too bright. Make sure there's balance. Make sure that, like, you can see the characters more, you know. But obviously here, the characters are not, the background's not even very important, but, you know. And plus, they're not even standing in the right place, are they? Because the background should be, you know, the background should be, hold on. The background should actually be, they should actually be standing on there. But there's no way, if you was going to resize everything and reposition everything, you'd have to put them into the right place. It would take a bit of time. So I think what I'll do is I'll just resize the background in a moment. But you see all these little triangles and stuff. It's like you could work with stick figures. It's like practicing with stick figures or with triangles and getting the proportions right. You know, things like that. Got the muscles here. Understanding a few of the muscle shapes. It's like you're working with stick figures, you know, with silhouettes, all kind of stuff. But you get like these basic triangles, you know, and you know, basically, and these triangular kind of shapes for like the muscles, and then stretching things out, like stretching it out, you see. Head here. And I'll show you something in a moment before we go as well. I want to say thanks for watching this video. I'm going to show you a couple of things. I'm going to show you the speed, how to change not only the speed of the overall thing, but how to give impact, okay? Feel the impact. You can also add shadows and all kinds of things, but don't forget, I don't need to add too much detail because these are such simple characters. Remember, once you've done that, merge the line onto the back colour if you are doing tests like this, okay? Now, we're going to go in, we're going to change the background size to make sure it's okay. We go to edit, then we go to select and go to all, go to transform, and we're going to like reposition things so that, okay, we'll just have it like this, I think, okay? It doesn't matter because we're just going to have them fighting in this position and in this place, aren't we? I'll turn the brightness down also by going to levels, just so we can see what we're doing, okay? Go to select and then go to deselect. And when I go to view and then go down to onion skin mode, they disappear, don't worry. Go to view again and go to auto play. It'll play slow at first and then it'll play faster. I've got it set to 12 frames per second. And the guy's getting kicked in the gut, like bam, bam. You can add sound effects. You can put sound effects in your software and music and all kinds of stuff. Not in this, but in a video software. Once you've turned this into a video by recording the screen using a screen recording software such as Bandicam screen recorder, or a better one if you can find one. But they're free, and this software is free. Also, don't forget. But you do need your pen and pad. Obviously, this is not the best one, but I've got a good one that works. I'm going to turn it off now, go to that, go to the cross. Now what you're going to do, okay, is you're going to do something. Turn all of these on. Again, turn them all visible, okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to think of which ones, okay. Oh, you can see it's still not perfect because they're not standing in the right place here, are they, either? But, you know, it doesn't matter. You can adjust things until you get it right, you know. Until you get it all right, you know, size-wise. Okay, but then I'm going to say, you know, once you've got that, still not perfect, but, you know, we'll keep it like that for now. What I was going to say is, once you've got that, okay, you can zoom in and out using the scroll wheel thing, middle mouse button, the rolly thing. What you can do next up, okay, is from here, is you can actually make things stay in a certain position. For example, they could be here, okay. The thing is, there's not a lot of movements. Like in my animation, which I made, I did it differently. Like the guy jumps off the roof and then he gets kicked in midair. So there's like a pause at that moment. It's like boom, and then the action continues, boom. So every time there's a hit or every time there's a pause moment, you know, they should be staying more for more frames on the screen, right? So what I'll do is I'll like add duplicates. Click the duplicate thing of the layers here. Make a few of those. I'll make like 6. Go along. you know, and then go in, you know, and then when it gets to the hits, see, I would do like more. So from there, what I've actually done is I've added around 16 or whatever that was. Go to view, go to auto. Okay, there. You see, and it stops there. See? Now, bang. And he does it like that, see? So it's still playing through, but it just stops. See? See? Boom, see? And what I would do, okay, what I'll do is, I'll show you then what I would do. Is I'd get my screen recorder, Bandicam up, okay? And I'll show you what I'd do. Get that, okay? So I'm doing this just for you here and anybody who's watching, but I'll go to that, I'll go to view and I'll go to autoplay, you know, and I'll make it, you can stretch it out, whatever, size-wise. Get this screen recorder, go here, and you know, what you can do then is do various things, and what I would do is I'd record the screen. I would literally record this thing here, and then what I would basically do, I'll stop here, okay, but what I would usually do is I would record the screen, okay, I would record this area, I would bring this into a video software, and I'd add sound effects, and when the kick goes, when he kicks the guy, or when he strikes, I would make sure that it would, the screen would shake, like put a shake if I want to, or I would zoom the camera in and do different camera angles and things like that. Okay, zooming, camera movement and shaking, like bam, and you see the shake to get the force. If you have effects like that, you can use softwares like HitFilm 4 or HitFilm, okay, or you can use softwares like Vegas Pro, Sony Vegas. There's good video editing softwares, but HitFilm's one of the best ones out there. HitFilm 4 for video editing, and it's free. The free version, the express version, I've got. But you know, you can use like video softwares and stuff, I'm saying, to like add extra effects in, you know, to your video, like edit your animation as though it's a video. And as I say, you know, I'll show you one more thing also before I go. I won't actually save this one, okay? You get the idea, okay? You know, what you can actually do. I'll turn this screen recorder off for now. We'll do an absolute brand new thing here. I'll start a new one. I'll just show you really quickly. I'll just turn that one off. Okay. And I'll go here and I'll go to that. If I am doing a character, let's say it's in normal view. Okay, so go to view and make sure onion skin is off for this when you're just doing art. I go to the pen, you know, and if I was going to do that, once I'm used to it, once I know when my characters are standing. For example, if I got a room, let's say, okay, they're in a dojo, okay, fighting, or there's some karate guy. I'd imagine where the guy's going to stand. Okay, his 2 feet are going to be here. Okay, whatever it's going to be. You know, you see what I'm saying? The guy's going to be in a fighting position, whatever it's going to be. You see, I'll work out the angles and stuff. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes, but let's say though, for example, okay, working with different opacity on the thing here on the bar. Let's say I'm doing my basic character here and I'm doing a rough, sketchy, you know, figure. And, you know, he's holding a sword there. I'll do the triangles for the arms, you know, whatever it's going to be. Whatever it's going to be, you know, it could be there. The body could be here. I could have the arm. The hand could be here. The sword, he could be holding a sword, you see. And I could have the hand here. And it's not the best. You can see it's not the best. I'm not even the best artist at all, you know, but I'm just working this, imagining. It takes practice, but definitely it takes practice. But you see what I'm saying? I'm having a lot of trouble even just doing this figure now, but, you know, you go through a lot of things. See, I'll do that here, see, like a rough thing. And then what I'll do from there is I'll turn the opacity down, zoom in, and I'll start changing it up, or like, you know, doing it proper. I'll make another layer on top of that, make the opacity down, and then go onto another layer, zoom in, and I'll literally start doing it. So I'll draw whatever this guy is going to look like, you know, I'll do the eyes or whatever in the place, see that's where that cross is, to show the eyes and the nose, you know, and I'll do it until you get a guy. I'll do it really rough, obviously, you know, for now, but, you know, just doing a character, you know, let's say, you know, really rough. I'm not the best artist, you know, but I'm just saying, like, really rough, you know, like some guy, you know, I'll do his face there, really, really rough, you know, until it looks right. I may not go exactly along the perfect sizes and the alignment that I've drawn here of this stick figure, but you're working basically off the stick figure, you know, what you're using, and I'll do my character there, you know, do the hair, whatever, you see. And then that's how you do it. If you'd had the patience, you see, you can do that, and you can do it in here. You could have like a gi or whatever, you know, martial arts in an outfit or whatever I'm saying, like a gi. Have the sleeves here, maybe kind of hanging down, whatever it's going to be, a big one, however it's going to look. You know, it depends on how you're going to do it, obviously, and you know, it depends how you're doing it. So I'm not the best, even like doing good art. Oh, excuse me. Even doing good art, I have to real art. I still have to like. Practice a lot of things because I'm not even that great, you see. Do the arms in here, and this would even still be rough. If I wanted, I could even go over this and make another layer on top of this and do even better art. You see what I'm saying? If I wasn't happy with it, but imagine if where certain things are. You may see the hands are a bit small here, not perfect, but for some animation it doesn't matter. I could have these like wraps on his hands here, draw the muscle, you know. There's here the creases and stuff. You see, and things like that. And when they're actually moving and fighting so fast, you know, it doesn't really matter. The action, you know, takes off, you know, and then immediately you have this, the movement and everything. You don't notice it so much. And again, certain things here, like here, say the arm might be really, really too big. You know, there. See, it's like not right. See, so I can like erase certain things here and like make it up still. See, like here. That's a big shoulder, it's like wrong, you know. But whatever, it's basic stuff, you see. Going in, see there, imagining the body. I can do a belt if I want to do that, you know, just roughly. I'm still doing it very rough here just to show you, okay, just to show you. And I'll do that, I'm just working with the body there, you see. Working along the lines of that, you see. And then work there. You see, and then draw it. However, I'm not the best artist. I'm just saying, you know, doing that. And then what you do is you get rid of the bottom one. You see, get rid of the bottom layer there, whatever it is. You see, again, don't forget the handle of the sword there, whatever handle. And you literally do that, you know. So if you wanted to have a character, you could do that. You could merge those layers down if you wanted to. Cut this out, or hold on. Using like the magic wand and like the certain tools, I'm saying, you know, and you could actually get the detail. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to edit, undo, go on to another layer. No, I'll just to show you, okay, so I'll just make another layer just to show you. I'll show you how you can add certain colour on. See, so I do that. I'll go there. Again, even this leg doesn't even please me too much. I've done it a bit wrong, I think. Well, let me just do the cut. I'll just do that. I'll just fix that really quickly. We fix the leg a little bit. So you may need to make changes even later on, see. So put that across there, because sometimes even the original plan that you went with might be a bit wrong, see. So that's there. He's kind of hunched in, isn't he? He's, you know, hunched over, fair enough, his neck. But that's all right. We're just going to have it for a basic thing. Go into an eraser now. I'm going to go in here and just erase certain things, and if you want to add different colors, you can. I'm just going in just to show you this character here standing, and you can add shadow and things like that later on, you know, and do things like that. This is just how I do some of my art. Okay, he's a guy, but again, you know, you get people trying to do fight action and things. It's better if you know something about martial arts. I mean, there's a lot of people out there trying to do whatever, movies and animation and stuff, and they're into it, but the truth is you really need to know something really about martial arts. So if you're not into martial arts, fair enough, but to actually understand positions, I mean, you can go off what you think is cool and you can try and make fight moves, fair enough, but for me, martial arts is my life, so I really know like some martial arts, you know, and that's what it is. That's what's actually, you've done it for me. I'll merge all these down. Okay, I'll make another. If I want another layer here, I can go to darker there. I could add like I could probably make a shadow. It's just, you know, it's basically like just playing with the different levels and the different layers. Basically, I'm going to make it dark on this side. Okay, basically, I'm going to have some light from the other side. Is what I'm going to do. That's a little bit too dark, I think, but still, you know, you know, I'm just trying to give you the basic idea of how I would do some art. Turn this up, turn that a little bit brighter, I think. There we go. Okay, and you see, and that's how I'm putting it together. So if you wanted, if you had the patience, is what I'm saying, you could do a whole animated fight scene with like characters. You may have much better art than me here. You know, you may be able to do some real good stuff, you know. You know, so we're playing around with the shadows here. You know, could bring that down. I could merge those, playing with the different levels. Basically, see. I could do that. I could add. I'm doing this all with one hand here too, by the way. Let's say I'll choose this here. Go to another layer. Go to the blending modes and go to hard light. Go to a soft spray if you can find something like a light, let's say. It could be here, you know, a light, let's say, a light shining, you know, and something like that, you know. And then maybe make some more, that could be like a bright light, making more layers. Go here. You know, here's some kind of light here reflecting. And I'm going to go in, I'm going to choose white. You know, whatever that light is, we just do not know, okay? Some kind of glowing light there, okay? Go to like bright light, you know, whatever. Excuse me, and we're nearly finished with this. I'm just doing this to show you, okay? Do some like shines maybe on here, see, I could do that. On here, see on the body. Some dark areas, maybe if you wanted to do that, you know, do this kind of thing. See, darker on the other side again, things like that. So the dark shows the light, and the light shows the dark, you know. And if I wanted to, I could go on top of that and then put some little bolts, some electrodes, some shines. I mean, you know, make it really like that. Maybe, you know, some kind of power or something, you know. And you can animate all of this, you know. Merge all the layers. It doesn't look great, I know, but just saying, you know. Go in. I've just gone with a simple colour scheme for now, you know. But I'm going to like filter, go to blur, a slight blur, very slight blur on it, and make it more like a movie type thing. Go to filter, go to levels. You've got to have ideas for a story, you know. The story for characters. And, you know, and then the actual fighting. But if you can study some martial arts in any way or look into that, that will help for the movements, you know. And you can have these characters fighting and moving and doing all kinds of fighting. Okay, sometimes you may not want to have a background set up first. You may want to just draw the characters first, or then work a basic colour scheme or some kind of patterns in the background, like you sometimes see in cartoons. Or you may want to just like draw a background first and then imagine where they're standing and how they're fighting in that scene. You don't have to do all the details, but just like get a basic setup first and then do details later. And it's the same for if you want to do it in 3D. Like you could do 3D using like a software like SketchUp. I'll just show you very quickly. And thanks for watching this long 1 hour video, by the way. That's or Sam Animations, Sam, and anybody else who's watching this. Because I really didn't plan to make this video today. But, you know, you can go to like a software like SketchUp. I've got SketchUp, which is great, a 3D software. And I've got another video that you can check out on my channel, okay? Showing you how I would integrate 3D using SketchUp. SketchUp is a really good software. It's a 3D software. You may know about this. A lot of people know about it. You know, and then you click this guy off. If you see this demo guide, click on him and just press delete on the keyboard, and that gets rid of him. You got all these tools here you can make 3D shapes with, and you can make all kinds of scenes. So you can move the camera around. I could have a building, I could have a rooftop or whatever, you know, whatever it's going to be. I could make all these shapes up, you see. I could have some kind of roofing whatever, and I could make the shapes up, you know, whatever it's going to be, you know, like this. I could make it even longer, you see, a rooftop or whatever it's going to be, you see here, a house or something. I could have a wall, and I could have fighters jump down from the wall and start fighting and stuff. This could be some place here, you can push it in. This is great, you know, it's a very, very good software. And, you know, there's a lot of different features in this too. Different features you can go to by like shadows and stuff, like this, you know, shadow. I'm not going to go into too much detail, I won't show you too much, but, you know, you can do this. You know, and you do this kind of stuff here. You can make a wall, whatever it's going to be. So, and what I'll do is from here is I would move this around. Once you get to know this software, you know, it's good. What you can do is from here, you know, I could do that. I could get all kinds of camera angles. I could make a comic. I could draw different scenes, people fighting on the roof here. I could do things like people, characters here, walking out from the doorway, moving the camera. Okay, this is SketchUp. I can do more tutorials on this if anybody wants me to explain. You can take a photo, take a screenshot, or you can go to File, go down and go to Export 2D Graphic rather than 3D Model, because we only want the image, what we're seeing on the screen. So go to Export 2D Graphic. Okay, I'm going to save that onto my desktop as whatever it is, untitled. I can get different variations too. I can have a doorway scene and take many, many pictures that I want to have. Camera looking down, or from the rooftop. We could paint the sun in the sky here, whatever you want to have. Okay, I'm going to turn that off now and not save that, and I'm going to bring that image into my software Fire Alpaca, which we just had open a moment ago. Here it is. Turn that off, and here we go. Turn this off. Okay, and there we are. That's what we had. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Filter, go to Hue, move that across, bring saturation all the way down, saturation, turn the brightness up a little bit, okay, if I want to see. I'm not going to keep this. I'm going to go to Filter, I'm going to go to Levels again and play around with these level bars here. You'll see what they look like. And then here we go. See, now I can go to another layer and make another layer, and I can draw my background using this 3D, and I can also draw characters moving in a 3D space. So if this is a wall, I could put that kind of, you know, that kind of rooftop look, those kind of tiles they have on some like these, you know, those walls you see. I'm not doing a great one here. I'm just doing a really, really rough thing. See, I can draw over that and make my scene up, you see. I could draw this. I could draw some more tiles here if I wanted to. I can change things. It's okay, you see. I'm not doing all the details properly. I'm just showing you here, see. I can draw a window in here, see. I'm drawing more now, see, more. I'm drawing a rooftop here, you see. I can do the other side if I wanted to. See, I'm just using this as a basic thing to show you, see. Bring this down, do more tiles here if I wanted to do more tiles there. Do the wall a bit differently if I wish to here. Okay, working with the basic perspective. It's a good way to cheat. I can put a sign here if I want to. See, it's a good way to cheat if you are not very confident with doing perspective. And I'm not always very confident with doing perspective. I'm drawing a little table inside here. I can draw a person in here, 2 people, you know. I can draw a tree behind that, you know, a tree here, things like that. I can draw, you know, the background here. See, I can draw the mountains or whatever it's going to be, you see. Get rid of, turn the brightness up on that whole background now, the bottom, because we don't really need it. So I'm just going to turn it right up to get rid of that. Go to OK, turn this one down a little bit, put that down on top of that, bring that down a little bit. Okay, go to, on another layer, go to Overlay. We're doing this really fast. I'm just going to do a few rough colours in here, okay? Just really rough colours. In fact, I'm going to use another brush too. I'm going to use a grubby brush, just for the sake of that. Putting some different colours in there. Okay. Go to multiply if I want to. A bit crazy, but fair enough. Turn the opacity down. You know, and there you've got a basic background, you see. Mix that in, do another. Bring the brightness down if you want to do that, you know. Do that. Get the eraser. I'm just showing you very, very quickly, I know, but I'm just showing you how you do it, you see. And then there you go, you know, you'd be ready for another scene as such, you see. I could have my ground level here, you know, it could be just here, there, see. The ground, it doesn't really matter, it does not really matter at all. Rooftops could be this colour, if I wanted to, or the tree up here, see. Again, adjust that. If I want to do that, adjust that. You know. There you go. And there you get your scene, right? And then what I'll do is I'll start drawing my characters and stuff, you know. And zoom in and out, don't forget. It's not the best art, I'm just showing you for now. So go to another layer, turn it down a bit, go to view, go to onion skins like we did before in the previous thing, see? Go to view, turn it to always display first frame, go to the top one, go to black. Sorry for speaking so fast, by the way. I'm just trying to get this done quick for you, just to show you, see? I can have two people sitting on the rooftop, so I'm going to draw, oh, excuse me. Make it smaller. I can have two people sitting on the rooftop. Enlarge your whole image if you need to, okay? If you think it's too small, change the image size. But I can have a character sitting here, you know, you see. Okay, reading a book maybe, reading a book, okay. So reading a book, oh, excuse me. Reading a book, okay. You see what I'm saying? Okay, give it a hat on, you know, whatever, you see? You know, okay. And this is a guy there. You can, maybe he's reading a book to somebody else here. Somebody else sitting on there in a different position, maybe. No legs there, whatever it's going to be, you know. Head manned on, whatever, you know. And these are the guys. You can shrink them down if you want. Go to that. Go to select, transform, shrink them down. If you want them like that, you know. And you can work it the exact same way, you see? And that's how I would do certain scenes and set up basic scenes. You could do really, really good art, 2 billion times better than what I've shown you in this video. You see, but you could do certain things, you know. You know, turning onion skin mode off here, see. Going to another layer just really quickly. You know, and you could do all of the details you can imagine to draw, to make these characters, you know, look like real characters, you know, in real scenes and stuff, you know. I could draw the moon in the sky or whatever and do a night scene if I wanted to, you know. So I'm going to stop this one here, and I want to say thanks so much for watching, okay? And thank you so much, everybody, for watching this just over 1 hour video. And thank you, Awesam Animations, okay? Do check out his channel. That's Awesam Animations. AWESAM Animations, okay? Thanks, Awesam, for watching, and thanks, everybody, for watching. I hope this has been a very interesting little basic animation tutorial video and art tutorial using my Wacom, like, pen and pad here for the computer. And this is rough stuff, okay, really simple rough stuff, but this is like basic setups, okay, for like animated scenes and things, cartoons, and drawing some figures in a rough way, but you know, and using basic start off sketches that you can draw over and do better positions, using stick figure type characters with some triangular shape to the body. And that, you know, don't forget to do reference stuff, look into photos, look into like ebooks and stuff where I do read up stuff and look at how the figure's drawn. I'm still learning myself. You know, I've shown you how you can utilize some 3D2 for like angles using SketchUp, the software called SketchUp. You can get the free version, as I say, also. It's great. My art software that I'm using here, this particular art software I'm using is Fire Alpaca. That's FireAlpaca, Fire Alpaca software. Okay, very good free software also. And again, if you want to know about screen recorders, there's a lot of good screen recording software where you can like record, like, let's say, the onion skin animations in here. Do watch this again if you're confused. You know, but one screen recording software I use is Bandicam. That's BANDICAM. Bearing in mind that I do use the you know, demo version, which has a logo, which is awkward unless you want to get rid of that, you know, logo. But the thing is, with editing and stuff, but the thing is, you know, there are other ones you can look at. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. More good stuff to come. Thank you so much for the comment, by the way, and you know, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you.